Welcome to Bucks Report, this edition, and it's the preview for the 2023 season. The Covington Bucks just had their final scrimmage last Friday against Dixie, and tomorrow night they open the season at Arcanum, a formal rivalry from the CCC. So, Coach Morgan, these kids are ready to go.
Yeah, it's been a fun summer, man. Our practices have been phenomenal. I mean, they've been elite level. Tempo of practice is flying around. Kids are getting better. Like we watch the film and you see every day, like there's improvements every day, and the confidence. You know, when that comes with that, like some people talk about like the fake confidence of tell everybody how great they are all the time. That goes on so far. Like you got to be able to do the work that leads to the confidence. And a lot of our kids right now are doing the work, putting on film, seeing that they can do it, and it gives them confidence. So. Yeah, it's been. I think they're ready to go. They have some confidence from these all summer long, these scrimmages. It's been cool.
Well, and some of the improvement, it was obvious. In the scrimmage last Friday against Dixie. Let's go back to when we first scrimmaged Graham and Tri-Village. Our kids kind of came out a little bit, kind of unsure of themselves, but just to see how quickly they've established confidence in the physicality and the mentality, the toughness, the effort, the whole enthusiasm. Yeah. It was really on display Friday night.
Yeah, our first scrimmage you mentioned, Tri-Village and Graham. A lot of those kids are first time playing on the varsity level in that competition. It started off a little slow, but they kind of found their footing as the day went and got better. And last Friday, first time on the field as a varsity football player. And we had a lot of mistakes on Friday that are easily fixable mistakes. But the one thing that we didn't have an issue with is effort, toughness. The level that they work it's unreal. So those are the cool things. So hopefully this week we've improved a lot of things, and the product this week will be a little better than last week.
But going in the scrimmage, few players stood out. I mean, all the kids. I don't want to just identify individual players, but all the kids played hard, gave maximum effort. But Kean French, as a quarterback, one of the leaders on your football team, the physicality that he had running the ball, when he had to run the ball, and then some of the passes he made to Dale and Garrett were really good. So Kean French really looks like he's blossomed. Yeah,
and I mean, a lot of that is due to last year. Like he had to play last year when there was a lot of young guys in the field and maybe weren't quite ready for varsity. And he took his fair share of lickings last year, and he was committed the entire offseason. I mean, he was in the weight room every day it's been like 12 months now since he's like every day for 12 months. We're constantly working out, constantly getting after it. And like I said earlier, the confidence of doing something, putting it on film, watching it, and saying, "Oh look, I can do that. Like, look, I see it." Not just somebody saying, "Hey man, I was ready to play." It's doing it and seeing it over and over again. And then we got to see it on display, a couple weeks ago, and it was pretty cool. It surprised a lot of us to see him because he's battled with some injuries the last couple of years, and to see him fight right through that was really cool to see.
And one thing that was pretty impressive is our offensive line. One of your starters wasn't playing, and you had 3 freshmen, a sophomore, and a junior on your offensive line, and they were balling.
Yeah.
They were pit bulls out there on the field.
They've come ready to play. It's been cool. And the best thing about it is our O-line group is really special, I think. They're a bunch of unselfish individuals who constantly choose to do the right things and constantly choose to want to get better. And they compete with each other. They fight it. They'll fight it in practice, compete. It makes everybody better. And they'll take whatever coaching you give them. They'll take whatever feedback that needs to be given because they're unselfish and they're humble. They want to get better. So that group as a whole has been really cool because sometimes we don't know who the best of the best are. It changes every day because one day someone competes and challenges somebody else, and it's back and forth because they all want to get after it. So that's a cool group.
And one of the things that was really noticeable, and it's a lot of the stuff might not seem that's not big of a deal, but when we were on defense and there's a play made by the other team, or whether it's a short gain or whatever, it seemed like when the tackle was made, there wasn't one defensive player that was more than 5 yards off the ball. Everybody was swarming to the football.
Fly the ball.
And another thing is they were sprinting on and off the field. Those are little things, but you just see them sprinting on and off the field. It's like, man, these kids are really enthused, ready to play.
There's an urgency to get better. Like, if you really want to get better, you do everything fast. I want to steal reps. If at practice we have 2 hours, if I move at half speed, I might get a moderate amount of reps in. If I move at a crazy speed, I'm going to get extra amount of reps in. And we preach all the time that reps equals getting better. Like, you don't get better by watching or thinking or standing. You get better by doing. And the intensity and the urgency of, like, I want to get better now leads all these kids to move at that pace. Because there's a true desire to say, I want to get better at playing right guard. I want to get better at playing quarterback. I want to get better at playing, so I'm going to fly around and do everything at a high pace. And it leads to a lot of extra reps, and one conditioning is great too. But there's an urgency to want to be here kind of thing.
And also the kids play from whistle to whistle. And one example is one of your freshmen, Tyler Paulsgrove. He catches a pass kind of in between the safety and the corner, and he gets hit low, and he rolls over the guy, stays on his feet. All the other kids stopped, and he just kept running and scored. They thought he was down, and he wasn't. And he didn't hear a whistle, so he took off, just kept going.
Strain for 6 seconds, man. We preach it all the time. Play until the whistle blows. We strain until you hear a whistle. It might be 6 seconds, it might be 10 seconds, it might be 3 seconds. Whatever that time period is, strain like crazy for that X amount of time. And then do it again. And that's what Be Relentless is to us, is that one little play of a strain for 6 seconds times 60 plays of offense is what relentless effort is. Because most kids will do it for a couple plays here and there, and then take 10 plays off, and then do it for a couple, and then take some plays off, and then do, like, the relentless ones are the ones that do that the entire game. That's the cool part.
Well, another thing that was cool is, a lot of kids have to play both ways, and they're also playing special teams, so they're not coming off the field. And you look at the second half, it seemed like we were getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Now, of course, we shot ourselves in the foot with penalties and didn't score in the second half, but you could tell in the second half that we were even better than we were in the first half, even though we scored in the first half.
Yeah, a lot of that is mental mistakes of young guys playing on varsity who just don't know that level yet, and they're still trying to learn. So I think a lot of that has been fixed or improved, I should say. But yeah, if you take each play by itself and you just analyze each play, there's a lot of great things going on. There's a lot of guys playing for 6 seconds, straining for 6 seconds. There's a lot of guys that are fighting their face off in that scrimmage. And so now the struggle is get rid of those little mistakes here and there, right? And fix those little problems. So one play that's great, we'll stack on the 2 and 3 and 4 and make a long drive going.
Okay, so here we are. We got our opening game tomorrow night at Arcanum. How excited are the boys?
Oh man, they're really excited. Yeah, I think they're ready to go. They've been itching for it.
And all the work they put in, and here they are.
I'm sure. I know there's a lot of programs that work really hard, and I know they're out there. But I'm biased. Maybe I think our kids work really hard, and they do a lot of extra stuff. I mean, we put them through the ringer of a lot of stuff, and it's like you put all that effort and time into something. And then here you go. Let's go show them what we're made of. And you can tell the kids have a little confidence, how they carry themselves, because, like, I've done that, and I know you probably didn't do what I did. That level of confidence is really fun to see them.
Well, we're going to talk to some of the boys, some of the leaders of the football team, 4 of them. We'll talk to them up next, and we'll ask them how excited they are about Week 1. Welcome back to BuccsReport, this edition for the season preview for the 2023 season. The Bucks are coming off of a successful scrimmage last Friday against Dixie, and tomorrow night they open up the season at Arcanum. And I'm sitting with senior Derek Meyer, number 12, junior quarterback Kean French, number 18, junior linebacker, tight end, all-around player Garrett Listner, and sophomore do everything, wide out, defensive back, Dalen Garrett. So guys, you 4 have kind of been leaders since the end of last season. Going into the off season, all the work that you guys have put in, the leadership you guys have provided, Can you guys, let's go back to when you started in the off-season lifting sessions. Kind of talk about the work ethic as a team and your guys' leadership.
Well, we had this off season. We had the most guys show up in any off season, like during winter lifts and stuff. And I think it really just boosted the morale of the team. It got like guys to get to know each other. Like I didn't know who Trent Haver was, but because he went to almost every single winter off season, I got to bond with him more.
Like this off season, we really focused on like intensity and just pushing weight like crazy, just to get ready for the season. And all of us pushing weight together, I think, really brought us together, knowing that we can all do that hard thing.
And we just wanted to teach them how to do it correctly. I mean, it's really easy to not come in and do it wrong. And so we wanted to make sure that everybody knew how to do it and that they were doing it right.
I think it definitely brought us together.
And together as a unit, that's pretty good. So then, at the beginning of the summer, once school was out, you guys prepared for a really competitive passing scrimmage up at Bowling Green. I mean, there was some really good teams, bigger schools. You guys played big schools out of Toledo. I don't remember exactly who they were. So can you talk about that scrimmage and then the improvement that you guys made from that scrimmage to now?
Well, at that BG scrimmage, we didn't play anyone below D3, right? Mm-hmm. We just played D1 and D2 teams, and so and we only had 2 practices under our belt, and so that was a tougher passing scrimmage, but it's just major improvement all across the board. Everyone knows their routes now. It's just we hustle more, we fly around more.
In that BG scrimmage, we had a lot of freshmen. We had a lot of sophomores playing. We were missing some key order guys, and like Derek said, only having 2 practices under our belt, I thought we did really good then, and we've only gone up from there. I don't think we've taken a day down.
I really like those types of scrimmages because it just shows us what we're actually capable of. I mean, if we can hang with D1, D2 wide receivers and actually learn from what we're doing wrong and then applying it to schools that we're playing now, it just makes the biggest difference because it slows everything down and it makes you understand what's actually happening in front of you.
Same as Derek. It helps us a lot knowing what we can and what we can't do at the time. So we have a lot of young guys, so we got to see what we can do with them and what we can't do with them.
Okay, but then last Friday you scrimmaged Dixie, and the one thing I noticed was the entire environment that the team provided on the field. I mean, there was a lot of emotion, a lot of intensity, a lot of effort, and it brought back really good memories, back decades ago when watching Covington football. So can you guys talk about, that scrimmage against Dixie and some of the improvements you showed, and also if you even want to communicate some of the things you guys need to improve on?
Well, we had a lot of flags. We had a lot of holding calls, but we're a young team. 17 out of our 27 players are freshmen, so young mistakes like that are going to happen, especially in a first actual scrimmage like that. But I think we improved a lot. We flew around. We gave effort, and like you said, we played with emotion.
Not only did we improve, I felt like we had a lot of trust within each other, knowing what we can do, and we showed it this whole summer, and then finally being able to go out to the field and just put it together and score off of it. I think that's what really drove us.
And you said the intensity, which I couldn't have said it any better because that's just how our practices are. I mean, if you go watch our scrimmage versus our practices are more intense. We're doing more stuff that's trying to simulate what a game's like, trying to simulate the environment, and trying to simulate how hard of a game it is to play full quarters. And I think that's why we were so able to put so much emotion into it, is because we're already so used to putting that much into it into practice.
I think since last year, there was a lot of negative people on the team. So when we came to this year, all those negative people just left. They went to other schools or they just quit playing football. And I feel with them leaving, boosted our emotions basically. So we're more excited to play. If something happens, big happens, we're going to run to the ball. We're going to get excited. So I feel that's part of it.
That's awesome. I mean, 27 kids. It doesn't sound like a lot of numbers, but the numbers that Covington has, all 27 kids have bought in. And I've seen it. I haven't been to all your practices, but I've seen it, some of your practices. And here you are, you're heading into week 1. Everybody's bought in. throughout the entire offseason. So how excited are you guys? All that work you put in, and here you are. Tomorrow night is week 1. Kind of explain the excitement and emotion you guys feel stepping on the field tomorrow night.
I'm very excited. I just kind of want to show the community what this team's all about and like what we can do.
I'm excited. I mean, it's super fun putting the jersey on, But I'm excited to go out and just take from what we did last week, fix all the penalties and stuff, and just drive the ball in the field, because I know that as a unit we're capable of doing it.
I'm just excited to go out and show our younger guys what it's supposed to be like, how things are supposed to be done, and how we're going to do it every game after the first one.
I can't wait till tomorrow. I am so excited. I am so happy. I'm probably not gonna be able to sleep tonight. I don't know why, but I feel like tomorrow's gonna be my best game of the year until the last game, because freshman year that year, bye. So I feel like I gotta play every single game like it's my last until then, because it flew by for you, right? It's flying by for you too, right? I gotta play every game like it's my last.
Well, hey, it's awesome. We got 4 great leaders right here, and the culture at Covington is unbelievable right now, and it's just improving every day. And right here are the guys. There were seniors that graduated the last few years that kind of paved the way for these guys, and these guys are carrying on that culture and that tradition. Man, everybody, you can't wait for tomorrow night. Win or lose, these boys are going to give all the effort that they got, and they're going to leave it all on the field. So for Ben Robinson and the Covington Buccaneers, good night, and
Go Bucks!